Andrew Tucker, and welcome to Andrew Tucker World. What's going on, all my great people? What's going on, all my boxing fans? Oh yeah. Hey, listen, this video better get 1,000 views. This video better get 2,000 views, because I'm going to keep it real. But I know YouTube is shadow banning my channel. You know what I'm saying? I know YouTube got my channel bugged, not sending out my notifications. You know what I'm saying? Not recommending my videos and things of that nature, but that's okay. I'm going to keep working, and I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going strong, and I'm going to keep working. Shout out to the Tucker Army. Shout out to the UK Army. Shout out to the Tucker Army. Shout out to my special members. My great brother from another mother, Mark Nash. If you're not subscribed, go subscribe to Mark Nash. That's one of my special members. That's part of the membership. Shout out to the queen of the Tucker Army, of the UK Tucker Army, of the Tucker Army, Linda Sapicha, Linda S., the queen, my great friend, my sister. Much love and respect to her. That's also a part of the membership. My great brother, one of the generals, my brother from another mother, Thomas Jones. Much love and respect to my brother Thomas Jones, one of the generals. Also one of my special members. That's part of the membership. Much love and respect to my brother Benedict Pierre Lewis, one of the generals. My brother from another mother, who's also a part of the membership. Much love and respect to my brother, one of the generals of the Tucker Army. Much love and respect to my big brother and one of the generals of the YouTube boxing community, the J. Rules Theory, my big brother. Go subscribe to the J. Rules Theory, a great channel. Go subscribe to my big brother, the J. Rules Theory, also a special member and part of the membership. Go subscribe to J. Rules Theory and his backup channel, NWJ. Make sure you subscribe today. I'm going to keep it real in this video. I'm not going to make this video too long. I'm going to probably try to do a live tomorrow, or probably later on today or tomorrow. I'm going to go live. But I'm going to keep it real in this video, because y'all know I don't bite my tongue and I keep it real. I don't bite my tongue and I keep it real. I want y'all to know, and I'm just sick of all the hate that these fighters are getting. I understand sometimes you guys want to criticize the fighter, hold a fighter accountable, but sometimes these fighters, it's not the problem of certain fights getting made. These fighters is not the problem of certain fights getting made. Yes, a fighter has a say-so. Unless he's his own promoter, his own boss, he can do whatever he want to do. But if he's not his own boss or his own promoter, even if a fighter have a manager, an advisor, a promoter, he's going to have to take advice and listen, because those are the people that is paying him money. Those are the people, his handlers, is making sure he get the bag, making sure he get the money that he deserves. And if he's getting paid good, especially if he's also getting offers, if the promoters and the promotional companies are getting offers from the network, of course the network plays a major part. Because sometimes they pay for a fight, especially if it's a big fight and they know it's going to be a big event and they know they can make money off of that fight. They put up money, so they look to double that money to generate from that event. Pay-per-view or whatever. But at the end of the day, sometimes it's not always the fighter's fault, even though a fighter has say-so on who he wants to fight. But if he got people in control of his career, if he signed to a contract, not all the time everything goes his way. Not all the time. Because he have handlers, he have promoters. He have a promoter, a promotional company, an advisor that makes sure that he gets paid, that is in control of his career, that's making sure that he goes in this direction, that direction. And the fighter is going to listen. You know why the fighter is going to listen? You know, the fighter, might have his own opinion. He may feel a certain way. But you know why a fighter is going to listen? Because he's getting paid. These are the guys that are paying the fighters. They're handlers and these promotional companies and the networks. So sometimes a fighter ain't got no choice but to do things according follow the plan that is put before him. Follow the plan that is put before him. Follow the plan. Go follow orders. Yeah, I said it. Follow orders. Follow the plan. Follow the plan that's been put in place by the handlers. By the handlers. Yeah, that's right. Follow the plan that's been put in place by the promotional companies. They can go out and say whatever they want to say on Twitter, Instagram. Oh, yeah, I'm fighting this. I'll F you up. I'll beat you up. I'll knock you out. I'll do all this. But they ain't in control of nothing. They is not in control of nothing. Unless you are your own boss. Got your own promotional company or you in partnership. And I'm talking about the fighter. The fighters. Canelo Alvarez can fight whoever he wants to fight. He has put himself in position to fight whoever he wants to fight. Name what other fighter is doing what Canelo Alvarez is doing. He's put himself in position to fight whoever he wants to fight. Now the Zone, I'm hearing the Zone offering over $80-something million for a fight. With Canelo and Dmitry Bivol. Like, let me tell you something. I would like to see Jermall Charlo fight Canelo Alvarez. That's a great fight. Jermall Charlo, you know, they were saying it was a $45 million deal or $45 million offer or whatever for Jermall Charlo. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm getting information from my brothers and other sources. That it was a $40-something million offer put on the table, you know what I'm saying, for Jermall Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez. Canelo can do whatever he wants to do. Canelo can do whatever he wants to do. You know what I'm saying? So if he decides to go with the bigger offer, which is by the Zone, an $80-something million offer, you know what I mean? Then he goes in that direction. This is whatever Canelo wants to do. You're talking about a fighter in a short span of time, in a short period of time, was able to conquer a division, was able to wipe out a division. And y'all guys up here sitting up here talking about, oh, 168 is a weak division. 168, you're not a fighter. You're not a professional fighter. You're not a professional fighter. Do you know how many killers that's at 168? And you're talking about 168 is a weak division? You know how many killers is at 168? And you're talking about 168 is a weak division? We're talking about David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, Callum Smith, that just got through knocking out. Callum Smith, the same Callum Smith that was the #1 guy in the division that just got through knocking out a light heavyweight. I repeat, the same Callum Smith that just moved up to 175 from 168, from super middleweight, and that just got through knocking out a light heavyweight. That dangerous Callum Smith. Canelo beat that guy, took the belts. Canelo went up against the very fundamentally sound, very skilled Billy Joe Saunders, took his belt. Very skilled, fundamentally sound. Don't forget the guys who Billy Joe Saunders beat. Don't forget how great of a fighter he is. Canelo Alvarez took his belt. Canelo Alvarez went against a very skilled boxer puncher. I mean, more of a pure boxer. And Caleb Plant, he took his belt. The thing is, Canelo, he came to 168 and took over the division as crowned as the undisputed super middleweight champion. 168 king, 168-pound king, undisputed in 11 months, a little less than a year. He was able to conquer a division. What other fighter is doing that? What other fighter is doing that? What other fighter is doing that? Man, if y'all want to bring smoke my way, but you better be prepared. You better be prepared. If you want to bring smoke my way, you have a difference of opinion, I respect your opinion. You have a different perspective, a different point of view, well, I respect that. But this ain't nothing but the truth that I'm pushing out. So how can you debunk and how can you come against the truth? You can't come against the truth because the truth is the truth. And I got evidence and I got proof. What other fighter is doing what Canelo Alvarez is doing? What other fighter? I will wait. Now, if Canelo Alvarez wants to go in the direction and take that big offer from the zone, 80-something million to fight Dmitry Bivol. For people that don't know Dmitry Bivol, we talking about light heavyweight champion. Light heavyweight champion, a monster, very fundamentally sound, very skilled, a skilled technician, a skilled beast. We're talking about the same Dmitry Bivol that beat one of the most dangerous light heavyweights there is right now. We're talking about Joe Smith Jr. You can say that he's not great as a fighter, he's not this, but Joe Smith Jr. is dangerous. I repeat, Joe Smith Jr. is dangerous. Dmitry Bivol was able to win a unanimous decision over Joe Smith Jr. Dmitry Bivol was able to beat one of my favorite light heavyweights. Former champion was able to beat one of my favorite light heavyweights. John Pascal is a dangerous fighter, a very dangerous fighter in John Pascal. Very dangerous fighter. Dmitry Bivol was able to beat John Pascal and win a unanimous decision over John Pascal. We're talking about Sullivan Barrera. Sullivan Barrera, another one of my favorite light heavyweights. And also a dangerous fighter, dangerous boxer puncher. Sullivan Barrera. He was able to win a technical knockout over Sullivan Barrera. And was able to beat certain fighters like Craig Richards, and I think I seen Trent Broadhurst or something like that. Isaac Chilemba, certain fighters. You know what I'm saying? And there were great fights. You know what I'm saying? But Dmitry Bivol was a monster. Dmitry Bivol was a beast. And that is a big fight. That is a big fight. Especially if that fight's to take place on the zone. Dmitry Bivol, I believe, is very respected. Is very respected. Very respected. Got a lot of love from where he's from. He has a decent little following. You know what I'm saying? But gets a lot of love from where he's from. You know what I'm saying? He has a following. People know who he is. Trust me. When you look at some of his fights, even people over here in America know who he is. Not just other countries. When you look at some of his fights, when you look at some of his fights are averaging. When you look at the replays and highlights, when you look at replay fights, when you go to the replay and look at the fights, all of his fights are doing like 700,000 views. You think those 700,000 views are bots? No, those are real viewers that was watching his fights and going back to rewatch the fight and that know who he is. That's 700 and something thousand. Some videos got 1 million, some videos got 2 million, some videos got 800 and something thousand. I'm talking about on YouTube. When you look at it, when you go to his fights, old fights, previous fights, whatever, he got views. People know who he is, and people also now know who he is over here in the United States. Not saying he's a big draw or a big name over here in the United States, but I'm saying he's known in a few countries, and people are going to view him. They're going to watch him fight, and they can have high viewership. You know what I'm saying? You never know. People say the zone, you never get high viewership on the zone, whatever. But he can get high viewership on the zone, and that's a very dangerous fight. We're talking about a very dangerous boxer puncher, very skilled, pure boxer puncher in Dmitry Bivol. That's a very tough fight. That fight is just a little bit more dangerous than fighting a Jermall Charlo. Jermall Charlo. That's a little bit more dangerous. Dmitry Bivol is slightly a little bit more dangerous than a Jermall Charlo. And I'm just keeping it real. Jermall Charlo, that's a good fight for Canelo Alvarez. I will pick Canelo Alvarez to beat Jermall Charlo, but it will be an epic battle. It'll be a war, just like Canelo versus Triple G, Canelo versus Daniel Jacobs. All those fights were wars, and plenty other wars. It'll be a war. You know what I'm saying? But Canelo Alvarez will slightly pull away, and he will be victorious in that fight. He will slightly pull away, and he will be victorious if they was to ever fight. Now, Jermall Charlo can prove me wrong if they step in the ring. You never know when two fighters step in the ring. You can get an epic battle, and the fighter that you picked and you chose to win, and the fighter that you picked to win can lose. Upsets can happen. I know this. But Canelo, with the experience, the caliber of opponents he has faced, the experience, Canelo Alvarez has the edge over Jermall Charlo, and I feel he will beat him. But it will be a good fight. It will be a great fight. It'll be an epic battle. Now the thing is this. I'm okay with Canelo Alvarez fighting Dmitry Bivol. That's a dangerous fight. And he has a chance to win a title and become a 5-division world champion, going up against a very dangerous pure boxer puncher. And a tough, dangerous, fundamentally sound light heavyweight. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. I said this video was gonna be short and I made it long, but it's okay. Y'all was gonna hear the truth. Now I'm okay with that fight. Canelo can fight whoever he wanna fight. All this hate for Canelo, it needs to stop. Because this man is gonna keep proving why he's pound for pound king and why he's one of the best fighters in the world. When you talk about fight Canelo cheated, it's cheating. Canelo was a drug abuser. Canelo got popped dirty and all this stuff there. Man, you know how many fighters in the history of boxing got caught using performance enhancement or whatever. But at the end of the day, they said it was tainted meat. And he was suspended. But since then, have Canelo, you know, and I know they do drug tests and stuff like that, urine samples and all that. Have Canelo popped dirty or been on any performance enhancement drug, performance enhancement drug, or any illegal substance sick? Have he been caught? Have he been caught? And I'm talking about previous fights. Y'all need to stop with the BS and stop with the nonsense. And I'm sick and tired of it. Canelo is a great fighter. Give that man his flowers. Give that man his roses. There's a lot of great fighters in the heavyweight division. There's a lot of great fighters in the sport of boxing in different divisions. And Canelo Alvarez is one of the best fighters in the world. And then going up against Dmitry Bivol, I'm okay with that fight. Because that's a dangerous fight. And that's a chance to win a title in another weight class. And then he got an opportunity to become undisputed again at light heavyweight. Going up against killers. Going up against monsters. But yeah, I would like to see the Jermall Charlo fight. But I'm going to tell you now, the Dmitry Bivol fight is slightly even worse. Slightly more dangerous. I'm just gonna keep it real. Slightly more dangerous fight. That's a more dangerous fight. There's a chance Canelo can lose that fight against Dmitry Bivol. There's a chance Canelo can lose that fight. It's a 50-50 fight for me right now at this moment. There's a chance Canelo can lose. There's a chance Canelo can win. But I know it's a great fight. He beats Jermall Charlo, but that's a great fight too. But it's a dangerous fight against a very skilled technician like Dmitry Bivol. Trust me. And Canelo wants to prove that he's great, that he's a warrior, that he's a gladiator, that he's one of the best fighters in the world by taking on very difficult and very tough challenges. Very difficult and very tough challenges like going up against Dmitry Bivol at light heavyweight, a light heavyweight champion. Y'all miss me with that foolishness, and y'all miss me with that BS. And stop all this hating on Canelo, because they ain't gonna get y'all nowhere. I promise you. Andrew Tucker World, I'm out. Much love and respect.